So Oracle HCM actually goes beyond your traditional human resource task, like your balancing people or technology. So it is like more of a product. Then in Oracle HCM, we have Oracle middleware also. So we have a different tools like Authorization Policy Manager or Oracle Identity Manager, which is actually responsible for all your password related activities, all your credentials. So we have a different middleware tools. We have a front UI, which is Oracle HCM, and the third layer is your Oracle database. So you can say that the entire thing is actually a three-level thing. So the first part will be your client level, which is your Oracle SM, which you are able to see. And after that, we have middleware components also, which is running behind the scene. And the third level is your Oracle database. So where all your transactions and all your data are getting stored. So it incorporates advanced technologies, tight integrations, and best HR practices. Oracle SM is built to help organizations to know its people better, work as a team, and do the things as you want them to be done. And what is the best feature of Oracle SM is that you can either go with a one module or you can go with an entire application. And if you go with a one module, the other modules can be on a different ERPs. So it is like there can be a coexistence. Suppose that core HR is on your PeopleSoft and maybe benefits or payroll you are implementing on your Oracle SCM. So it is like a lot of combinations can happen. Some of the features of Oracle SCM is that it is user-centric, it is global, so it is a global system. So means a single system, a single implementation can help you. Either you are in a US or either you are in a India. A single implementation can take care of all the legislation, all the countries. It is extensible. If I say extensible, it is not as much as extensible or customizable as we have PeopleSoft or eBusiness Suite. But yeah, we can do certain part of customizations or we can do certain extensions. But as a cloud product, we have a restrictions on many of the activity. And after that, it is information led, and there we have a lot of collaborations can also be done. So we have a place where like a Facebook where a person can go and add other person, can post messages and can do all those activities.
Can you go a little more detail on the user-centric?
Okay, so what is if what a lot of if you see the application, so you will see that the pages which is there or the once I log into the application, you will see that the pages are more user friendly. PeopleSoft, if you see the screen are more sort of a blank or it is not that much interesting. But if you see the Oracle SCM, you will see that it is like you will have a feel of a system. It is like a lot of animations are there, a lot of logo, a lot of you can change the logo, you can change a lot of preferences, and the screen is not that much boring. So you will feel that. Moving to the second slide. So we have a different models in Oracle HCM. So either a client can go and only do a core HR, or if a team, they can only opt for payroll, or they can only opt for payroll interface if they want the payroll data to be taken care in some other system. So the different modules can be either core HR, payroll interface, benefits. Then you have this workforce lifecycle manager. So these are the modules which are related to your core SCM. We actually call these modules as a group and we call them as a workforce deployment. Then we have a modules which are very much related to talent, and we call these modules as a workforce development. So it can be either your performance management, it can be either your goal management or talent review, or they can be some part of compensations or individual compensation. So all these comes under your workforce uh, development. And after that, you also have a BI, Oracle Business Intelligence, which is actually responsible for taking reports or extracting the data out of system. Now coming to this SaaS and what is public cloud, what is private cloud, and what are the different options we have to host Oracle HCM. So as discussed, Oracle HCM is a cloud product. So there are generally two ways by which we can host or we can actually do the implementation. One can be on cloud. Cloud can be again either a public cloud or a private cloud. And other will be your on-premise installations. So if you go and see 99% of our client will be on cloud. The main reason to opt for Oracle HCM is because it is a cloud and it saves a lot of money to a client. If they go and have the on-premise installation, it will include a lot of cost, which includes your infrastructure. Then again, you will need to have a separate team for database. Again, you will need to have a separate team for application maintenance, upgrade, patching. A lot of things has to be there. Now, coming to cloud. In cloud, again, there are two options. One is public cloud, one is private cloud. So what happens in case of public cloud, a same instance of cloud is actually shared by multiple clients. So maybe you can see that client A, client B, client C, all of their Fusion application is hosted on a single cloud server, and which is generally in a 90% of case. Again, we also have a concept of private cloud. So what happens in a case of private cloud, one cloud server will host only one client, and it can be either your Oracle cloud or it can be a Amazon cloud, it can be anything depending upon the client or a vendor. And the cloud entirely, whether it is a public cloud or a private cloud, it is actually called as a software as a service. So in that case, what customer has to do, the customer has to take the licenses, and Oracle is actually responsible for all those patching, upgrade and everything. Customer will have to do only transactions and is only responsible for doing the activities or doing the day-to-day transaction. But when we come as an on-premise, the customer is responsible to do each and every activity, whether it is installation, upgrade, patching, or doing a day-to-day transactions. So customer has to do each and everything. So these are the major differences. So on-premise, it is like each and everything is under your control. Each and everything is under the client controller. So it is less risky. If it is a cloud software as a service, then it is available on internet. And maybe if it is a public cloud, one cloud server is being used by many clients. So it is more risky. Then on-premise, the upfront cost for hardware, software, licensing, lab, air conditioning. So the cost will be more. SaaS, what is the best feature is that it is cost effective. So it is like a subscription based. So in that case, we will say that I have 250 strength of employee, or I'm having 2000 employee. So they will, and I am going to opt for this in this model. So and the Oracle will do a calculation depending upon the models which you are opting and depending on the number of employees you are having. And they will give you a cost, and it will be an annual cost. Then customer must provide the hardware and system platform to run the apps. And in this case, the hardware and system is everything is owned by your provider. On-premise is completely customizable. You can do anything. You can create your own page. You can create your own. Anuruddha, it can be either on a public or it can be either on a private cloud. Both options are there. but 90% of customer will be on a public cloud because it is more cheaper. Very few client goes on a private cloud. If you see in a case of cloud, the customization is very much limited. So we can only do certain portion of customizations like renaming a field or adding additional flex fields like DFF or extensible flex field, or we can write some approvals, or we can write some workflows, but we cannot do a lot. And you will feel that once we are done with all those 5 days of session, so you'll feel that there's a lot of difference between our cloud and our on-premise solutions. And in case of on-premise, it is like limited access of business applications on mobile device. You have to actually do a lot of firewall setting and do a lot of things to make sure that your on-premise solutions are accessible on mobile. But in case of cloud, it is like you can use it anywhere. And we do have an applications app for Oracle HCM, and it is available on Android as well as on your iOS. So any questions on the previous slide?
So how does the cloud licensing works? I mean, is it like on the number of concurrent users or like the users which are there in a company?
Number of company employees. Does that answer your question? So it is like if you have 2,000 employee strength, and if you want to implement benefits, and if you want to implement core HR, then Oracle will do a licensing cost depending upon number of employees and depending upon your
So those concepts of processors and all those things are gone now. Cloud is like as many people will be processed, that many license you got to buy.
yeah. So Oracle give us licensing on that, doing all those calculations, and there are some exceptions on that. It totally depends upon client and Oracle.
So then basically like you buy a quota of license and then you keep on using it as you keep on hiring people, and if you lay off a lot of people, that cost goes down. Does that work that way? I mean, how does it?
Again, I said it totally depends upon client. So there, if it is a very small client, so Oracle will do like that. But if some company is very big, so they have some bracket like 10,000 plus or 10,000 minus, something goes like that.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, it is not very much fixed on exact numbers. It is like from 10,000 to 20,000. This is the cost.
Hey,
So now,
is the license given based on the profile level, or is it generic to everybody? Like, I mean,
so again, I say it is totally Oracle's decision. So if it is a very big client, maybe a very big client with a huge number of employees, then the licensing cost can go down also for certain modules. So they are saying that I am taking all the modules. I am taking Taleo, I am taking performance, I am taking benefits, and we have these many of employee, and we are going for 10 years of agreement from now. So again, a lot of things can change.
so it's basically on the market how they go about, right? So nothing to do with the licensing. Okay.
Because if I remember, when it was new, now we are on release 13, so I can say that the product is now mature. When it was release 1 or release 5, I've seen many clients which were like free of cost when they were actually bringing, Oracle was trying to bring this product into market. So it was like for many clients it was very nominal licensing cost they have taken just to make sure that they start using this product and they have a market. So now, as we have already discussed on extensions or customizations, again we'll have a separate session on this. So meanwhile, what I will cover is that what are the different ways why we can do a customization or we can extend our product. So one is flex field. So all the folks who have worked in e-business suites are already aware about flex fields. So we have a flex field concept in HCM also. So we can have a DFF, we can have extensible flex field. All those things are there. So which will actually allow you to store extra information which is not by default available in the system. Then after that we have a page composer. Page composer is actually responsible to customize a page. So whether you want to hide a field, whether you want to rename a field, whether you want to hide a field for a certain roles or a certain group of people. Though all those activity we can do on a page composer. Then we have a process composer. Process composer is actually responsible for creating your different workflows or approval and notification. And then we have a report composer. The report composer is a place where we will work. So we have this BI publisher tool attached with your Oracle HCM. So we will use that tool to create a report out of system. So report can be either created in two ways. So either you can create a report by using OTBI, Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence. So in that case, we have a subject area, you will drag and drop the field and you create a report. So that is very much user friendly and a in person can also do that. And the another one are SQL. So we have a data model, so we'll create a data model, we'll write a SQL there, and after that we will attach some RTF templates or some eText template. We will take a report out of system. And another way is also which is HCM extract. So HCM extract is something which we will discuss in our technical sessions. So the same thing which we have discussed is written in this slide. So I will hold for a minute and you can go through them. Meanwhile, I will answer the question which Anuruddha has asked. So Anuruddha, the thing is, suppose that there is a application page. So you are actually hiring a person. An application is giving you 5 fields like name, national identifier, your marital status, education qualifications, and previous company. So you have only these 5 placeholder to store information. Now you have a requirement that I also want additional field to capture uh, family information or emergency contact. So in that case, you will create a field which is a flex field and you will actually give the name of a field as an emergency contact. And once you create a field, that field will start appearing in the application page. Now application page will show you 5 seeded field and 1 field which you have created. That will help you to store the other details which system by default doesn't provide. So we'll see that into more detail.